So I just finished FX's The Bear, and I want to say I liked it a lot. I think the casting was great. I think the writing was really good. I think the cinematography was really good. And the writing and directing was obviously really good too. The Bear is a show about working in a restaurant, and with that, all the stress that comes working in a restaurant. Now, I've never personally worked in a restaurant, so I don't have first experience about that, but this show is stressful. Like, this show is really stressful to watch at certain points. It's made like that on purpose, obviously, and it's good that I'm feeling stressed while watching it because that's what the show's trying to intend for me to do. So that makes it good that it's able to achieve that feeling. But it's not done, like, it's not making me feel stressed through music. It's making me feel stressed through actual stressful events. Like in episode 7, when they accidentally left the pre-order option open and had way too many orders that they were not prepared for. And it's a really stressful moment, and everyone is yelling over each other, and it's just stressful. And that's all I could say, but it's a good stress for me, the viewer. It's a stress that they were able to achieve in the show, and I'm really happy that they were able to do that. But with that, this is also, I believe, a love letter to cooking and a love letter to food. All the food in the show looks so good. All of the like Michelin star food that they make, or even the food that they make in the restaurant, the beef, which is the restaurant the Michelin star chef is working in this show. It's all the food there just looks so good. Like every single thing that they make, every dish, when they're just cutting vegetables and frying them, all the shots make the food look so good and so tasty. And they do that so well too. And that's a big part to say for the cinematography. It's a big part for the acting, and big part for sound design, obviously too, for noises of the food. But all of it's done very well, and I'm glad to see that. I liked a lot of the characters' arcs in the show too. For example, Gina. Gina went from hating the change. She hated the new chef Sydney coming in. She thought she was being replaced by Sydney, and she was trying to sabotage Sydney for some of the show. And then when Sydney ends up complimenting one of her dishes and says it's good, she realizes from how Sydney's behaving, Sydney just wants to help her out to become a better chef herself and trying to make the best dishes possible. And it's not a competition. And Gina learns from that. And then we see that change later on when she says she likes the improvement. She's working better. She's working 300% more efficient, and it's cleaner and everything's better since they got help. Richies Arc I still think needs improving for the next season, but so far I'm liking where it's headed, where Richies' way that he always done things isn't always the right way, and he kept on saying this is a delicate ecosystem without realizing that it could be improved, and he wanted to keep it the same way. He did not like change the same way Gina didn't, but he was too stubborn to change overall. But he has shown improvement since the beginning of the season. If you've compared the first scene with him in it and the last, there's a big difference in his character, and it's subtle differences throughout the show that made out this big difference towards the end of season 1. And I'm excited to see him in season 2 and what they do with his character in season 2. But my favorite arc of all was Marcus's arc. Marcus was inspired by Carmy, and he wanted to create the perfect dessert, the perfect donut. And that's what his whole season goal was, from I think episode 2 or 3 to episode 7. That's what his goal was. And by episode 7, he finally achieved it, the perfect donut that he has been working for the entire season, that he slept at the restaurant in order to wake up and start working on the donut. This was his inspiration, and I loved seeing that donut come in progress. And then for Carmen just to destroy it, it's so heartbreaking to see that. And like, obviously he was very stressed at the moment, but that's no excuse. He behaved in a way he shouldn't have, and I hope when in season 2 they open the restaurant, the Bear, that the donut is one of the dishes there. The show also has some funny moments. One of my personal favorite of those moments being when one of the beef's windows gets shot up and Carm's sister asks, should we call the cops? And everyone immediately says no. Everyone immediately yells no. I laughed at that. Overall, I think episode 7 was my favorite out of the season. It was all done in one take. It was the shortest episode of them all, but it was just so stress-inducing. Everything was perfectly timed, and it was just such a great episode. It was just so well done, that episode. It's great. That's all I can say about that episode. It's great. It's the best episode of the season. I loved it. Then the finale was also, I really liked. And I'm not talking about the whole finale, the whole final episode. I'm saying I think the last 15-20 minutes of the episode I really loved. From Carmen getting to read the note that his brother left him, and the note is a recipe, and when he opens the jars of tomatoes for the recipe, he finds the money that his brother was hiding that he didn't know where it was going, and he gets to use that money now to close down the beef and open up his own restaurant that he can be proud of, that everyone working there can be proud of. Called The Bear. But yeah, that whole eating together scene was just really nice. Radiohead was playing in the background, which I love Radiohead, so that's definitely a bonus for me. But yeah, it was just so nice. And to see everyone, the whole restaurant family, come and eat together as the season ended, I think that's the best way they could have ended the season. I'm happy they went down that route. I'm assuming FX is renewing the show for season 2 because of how well received it was, season 1 was. So I really want to see more of these characters in season 2, and I'm really excited for it. But that's all I have to say for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want. Bye.